Greetings and welcome to Sunlight Refuge, where the name of the game is motivation, inspiration, and growth. Hi everyone, my name is Tracy, and if you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So, 2025, we made it to another year. Like it seems like these years are like going by so fast, but here we are at a new start, right, for 2025. So one of the biggest things that just happened last month was the last new moon in Capricorn, right? And so that new moon presented an opportunity to focus on the things that you want to change in your life, right? The things that you want to get rid of that's not conducive to your journey, right? So as we got through the new moon, we also were presented with 2025's universal energy of 9 as well. And so 9 energy is also about shedding that old and getting rid of the things that no longer serves us. It marks the ending of something before you start anew. So as we just step into 2025, right? So we're all excited and we have, you have your little goals and, the things that you want to get accomplished for 2025 and beyond, right? Which is so amazing. So, but sometimes when you set these goals, right, you get excited about creating these new habits, or these things that you want to do as a New Year's resolution, but you find yourself like crashing out, before you get them achieved. Or maybe you set goals that like aren't well defined, so it presents additional challenges, right? Or maybe you just don't know how to set realistic goals, so you just don't even do it, right? So if this is you, stick with me to the end of this video, because I am going to give you some key factors on how you can set achievable goals to help you on your journey. Okay, so hit that like button, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you like. I definitely respond to those. I appreciate those as well. So let's get into it, right? So when we say that we're going to set goals, right, so we're going to set smart goals, right? So I'm going to help you to be smart, right? So you're like, I'm already smart. And yes, you are. You are already smart, right? But this is just an acronym, right? So when we say SMART goals, SMART is just an acronym on being more specific in your vision, right? Because we're going to make these visions become reality, right? And we're going to do it in the most simplistic way. So we're going to just hone down, on that, so we can help set you off on your journey, right? So when we're creating SMART goals, the first thing we want to do is be specific, right? So your goals should be specific and leave no room for ambiguity or vagueness, right? So when we think about our goals, the more specific you are, the better you incorporate what it's going to take in order for you to achieve it, right? So when we think about being specific, you got to look at it. What is it that I want to achieve, right? What exactly is it that I want to achieve? So, for example, it's like, okay, so if you want to get fit, right? You want to exercise more. Okay, that's great. But be more specific. I want to work out for 30 minutes 3 times a week, right? You see how that changed from I want to be fit, which is the first start, but you being more specific, right? And then you're going to put that specific goal for you to achieve, because that's going to be important when you go into measure. Like, how do you measure your success? I measure my success because I am saying that I'm going to work out 3 days a week, and I worked out 3 days a week, right? So this is how you incorporate that, and how you just make it more specific and more tailored so you can achieve these and not leave it so wide. And you know what I'm saying? Because if you say do this, then you're going to do this. But if you leave it open to interpretation, then it's going to make it so much easier for distractions to come in, because we're always fighting distractions, right? And we don't want anything else outside of the norm that's going to come to make it harder for you to achieve your goals. So now it's like, okay, so I know what I want. I set the measure on how I'm going to track my progress so I can determine if I'm actually being successful, right? And so next, you want to make sure that they are achievable. You got to be realistic on your goals. You can't just decide that, I want to run a 5K next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, you gotta you gotta build up that stamina, right? So when you're creating these achievable goals, you got to ask yourself, like, are these really attainable, right? And so when you think about that, okay, so let's say, okay, so I'll give you an example. Okay, let's say that you want to read, you want to start reading more. Yay to the readers, right? So you want to start reading more. Okay, so instead of being like, I'm gonna read 100 books in 2025. Okay, that's very, you know, but let's be more specific. Let's be smart, right? Let's be smart about it. And so instead of saying I'm gonna read 100 books in 2025, let's just start with, I'm gonna read one book a month, right? Because we're all busy. Everybody got boo-boo stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got children or jobs or just whatever, time consuming. Like, we eat up a lot of our time to live the lives that we want to live, right? And so we also want to be able to achieve these goals as well, and continue to set goals, because that's how we become, our best selves, and that's how we challenge ourselves into knowing what we can accomplish, right? You know what I'm saying? And so when you look at how to achieve these goals, just make sure that they are attainable, and it goes back to being specific. And then when you put that measure on there, so you've got a goal that you're going to read one book in 1 month. So if you read that one book in that 1 month, then you have successfully, you know what I'm saying, completed this goal, right? You set your specific target and you did it, right? And so having these steps makes it so important, because it goes into, when you're doing a new goal, the relevance comes in, because you have to know why it matters to you. Why does this goal matter to me, right? Because it's going to get challenging, and it's easy to quit, and it is hard, and you know what I'm saying? And so you have all these little factors that's just, or excuses, or whatever you want to call them, all these little things that's out there that's like giving you an excuse to just quit, or giving you an excuse to slow down. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want that. So that's why it has to matter to you. So somebody who wants to get fit, right? They want to have good health, right? So my health is important to me, and this is why I want to set these goals, and this is why I'm going to keep going, right? This is why you keep going, because this matters to me. My health and my wellness matters to me, right? So my knowledge, my learning, you know what I'm saying? This matters to me. So when the going gets tough, it's like you can come back to where it all comes down from, where that drive comes from, where's that strength comes from. You know what I'm saying? And it will definitely help you get over, the hurdles, because it takes time to form good habits, right? It takes time to continue on the goals that we've all set for ourselves, right? It's going to take time, right? And so time, speaking of time, like you gotta put a time limit on it. So like you said, I'm gonna read a book, but okay, so I'm gonna read a book in 1 month. Okay, so how am I going to achieve this book? Okay, so I have 300 pages or whatever. I'm gonna read 20 pages a day. You know what I'm saying? So when you reach that 20 pages for that day, you may want to keep going, right? But you set a time limit. I want to run a mile. Okay, so I want to be able to run a mile without stopping by the end of the month, right? In 30 days. So then you mark it off on your calendar. You put it on your digital calendar or your wall calendar. You know what I'm saying? You put that time measurement on there, because that'll give you something to help keep that momentum going, right? And so these are very important. And it's not hard, it's just getting smart, right? We want to get smart with our goals, right? So again, just be specific. Be specific about what you actually really want to achieve. So because we don't want you to crash out and then you get discouraged, and then it makes it harder for you to set more goals or even try to accomplish the goal that you initially set out to accomplish, right? So the more specific you can be, the better, right? And that's with anything, like whatever it is, right? And then two, excuse me, make sure it's measurable. How are you going to track your progress? How is that going to how are you going to say, okay, I did this, right? How are you going to say whether you were successful or not, right? So then it's the achievable. Like, can you really achieve this? And yes, you can, because you can achieve anything that you put your mind to, right? Whether it's something that you got to do on your own, or is it something that you do with somebody. And just stopping for a moment, having an accountability partner can really like help as well, because you got to think about all the things that we're trying to, that we're wanting to, that we're going to get rid of, that no longer serves us, right? So let's just say you drink a lot, right? Okay, you said, you know what, I don't want to drink no more. If you've been drinking for a long time, that's gonna be a tough, goal. Not to say that it's not impossible, but it's gonna be a tough goal. And you may need somebody to help hold you accountable and help cheer you on too. So somebody who is overcoming alcoholism may want to get into an AA meeting, right? And that's wonderful, because you don't want to feel embarrassed. I know a lot of the time people can feel embarrassed or don't have that support, or make it seem like what you're trying to achieve is not that important. You know what I'm saying? And these can all be discouraging, right? So we don't want to be discouraging to each other, and we don't want to have discouraging people, you know, in our lives when you're going through this journey. But then also recognize that just because you're trying to overcome alcoholism, the whole world isn't going to stop for you. It's alcohol still is going to be served, cigarettes still are going to be served, processed foods is still going to be served, the fast food joints are still going to be out there. You know what I'm saying? And so the world isn't going to stop because you want to get better. You just have to be strong enough to not fall victim to the ways of the world, right? So having an accountability partner is like really is really helpful, especially when you're dealing with something that's like deep rooted. You know what I'm saying? And just having people around you that you can trust and lean on, and you know what I'm saying? And get people, if you have them in your lives, get people like that involved, right? And even if you don't have them in the physical, like the internet world is so widespread, you know what I'm saying? Join a community group and talk about it. Say some things. You know what I'm saying? I went a week without, you know. So that's really important because we're all connected, right? We all need each other. Um, and being our best selves and helping, you know, humanity and just living in our God light, you know. So okay, so then the relevance, okay, and that's just making sure they line up with your values, right? Why does it matter to you? Why is it important to you? And then the T, just put a time frame on it. You ain't got forever. You can't be saying, "Oh, I'm gonna start running." Okay, when? Or you know, I'm a I'm gonna write this book. Okay, when? Right? So it's like, okay, so when you gonna start? When you gonna start? When you gonna stop? Right? So that's it, guys. That's the message. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not challenging. Like we're trying to keep it simple. We got beaucoup things to do, and we're not trying to overcomplicate this thing. Just keep it simple. So as you continue on your journey, I wish you guys all the best. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to like my videos, subscribe to my channel. Like it really means a lot to me because I'm on my journey too, you know. And this stuff is encouraging to me as well. So you're helping me on my journey. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, let's just keep it going and growing the community. And it's just all about exalting God and helping humanity and being our best selves and helping the ones around us, right? So that's what it's all about. So I wish you all the best. I wish you well. I know you got it. Keep going. You know, rewind this video, write down the steps, put it somewhere visible. That's really important. When you can see it, it'll keep it, you know, on your mind. You know what I'm saying? And then it helps with affirming that this is what I'm gonna do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it'll help keep you on your path as you continue on. So I look forward to the next video, and yeah, leave a comment, track your progress. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to celebrate your wins. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, a week, 2 weeks. Celebrate them all. Be proud of yourself. And if you have nobody else to tell you how proud they are of you, tell yourself and allow God to tell you, because you're not alone. Okay? So till the next time, have a wonderful day and be smart. You got it.